So letting yourself find a comfortable seat. I am in Sukhasana, one foot in front of the other, but you can be cross-legged. I'm also propped up on a folded blanket to prop up my hips in line with my knees. Allow the shoulders to relax down and back, away from the ears. Close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And let the palms be down in the lap or on the knees. Start to tune into how you feel. And welcome yourself to maybe your breath and the mind and the body for the first time today. Notice if the breath is shallow or uneven, fast paced, trying to slow it down and even it out. Following the inhale and the exhale. Allowing the breath to slow down. Pay attention to the space around you. And allow yourself to be open to this experience, this practice. Open the eyes just so you can see the mudra I would like to introduce or offer for cultivating contentment or santosha. Just lightly touching the tips of the four fingers and the thumbs relaxed upward and holding this around the navel. Elbows are relaxed to the sides, shoulders still down. Once you find that you can hold this without much effort, you can close the eyes again. Maybe noticing now the space in between the hands, around the fingers. And start to tune in to the senses, noticing what you can see, even with the eyes closed, what you can hear in the space around you, noises nearby or far away. What you may be able to smell, any taste lingering in your mouth. Even noticing the feel of the ground underneath you or the texture of the clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air. And then once aware of all of these senses, pull your attention away Notice that your attention needs energy to exist. Breath is still slow and steady. Maybe it has evened out. Equal inhale, equal exhale. And if not yet, maybe by the time we are done with our meditation and our centering, not getting caught up in trying to even that out, just letting it happen naturally. Withdrawing the energy that underlies your attention and try to practice being with it, inside, now and throughout our practice. Feeling the quality of this energy. There's no meaning, there's no judging, no criticism. Just feel it without letting thoughts flood the experience with mental meaning. You want to learn and practice the value of being with energy without thought, not letting the thoughts interfere or make us judge or how we react to these thoughts. Allow your awareness to gently connect with your breath, watching again the natural ebb and flow of the inhales and the exhales. Feeling the lightness and subtlety of your own essence as energy beyond thought. Have contact with yourself, the capital L, and gently be with that, unifying attention, breath, and energy by bringing them all together with your awareness. This is santosha or contentment, which arises from contact with that internal union. Taking a few more breaths. And slowly release that mudra, placing one hand on the heart and one on the belly, keeping the eyes closed. Simply noticing how your heart is calm and feeling at ease with simply being. When you're ready, taking a deep inhale in through the nose, maybe the deepest breath you've taken today. And exhale, release out the mouth, releasing the hands down. Taking a moment to reconnect body and mind. allowing yourself to open your eyes, grounding yourself back into this physical reality. Slowly bring the hands behind you, unwrap the legs. You can windshield wiper them side to side. And then from here, we'll make our way to our back. But before we do, feel free to grab a bolster or a cushion or a pillow, again, whatever you're using, and decide if you want to be on your back on the ground or do legs up the wall. We want to elevate our legs right away to hopefully trigger that parasympathetic nervous system at the beginning of our practice so we have a better chance to relax fully. I will demo both. If you're coming up towards the wall, feel free to add that cushion right up against the wall and have something underneath the head. Coming up, bringing your pelvis on that support, walking yourselves up the wall and lowering yourself down. You can have something underneath the head. And if you have tight hamstrings, you will not be 90 degrees. You'll be more at an angle. So this is one option. Arms can come out to the sides or resting one on the heart, one on the belly. And then the other option is to do the same thing, but in the middle of the mat, coming into supported bridge with this support underneath the hips and then your legs just straight up in the air. Again, yogi's choice to choose what is comfortable for them. There's no need to fake it or lie to yourself. Really listen to what your body is telling you and what you need. This lets all that blood come away from the feet and the legs, giving them a break. It gives the heart a break from pumping all that blood down into your feet. And it's very calming, relaxing, triggering that relaxation response. This is also good to do in bed if you are having troubles going to sleep. Your mind is racing. Noticing anywhere that you're gripping or holding. Again, every shape that we take should be comfortable. Making any adjustments that you need. Allowing the breath to stay calm. We hold these poses anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes. When you hear my chimes, that is when we will start to transition to the next shape, but that does not mean you need to jump up. I will gently guide you out. We want to move mindfully in between the asanas, the shapes. Reconnect with your breath. We want to accept each pose and not resist any relaxation or surrender. You want Santosha reminds us to look at ourselves and find peace and acceptance. And our practice is about accepting our perceived limitations and celebrating them. It's about finding a sense of contentment for where we are in maybe a yoga practice or a meditation practice, and where we are in emotional and spiritual practice. So, in this first shape, notice taking that body scan from head to toe, noticing what may feel tight or tired or sore. And notice that this is where your attention goes first. It notices maybe the negativity first. Now notice what already feels good. Notice where your body already is at ease, content, and comfortable. In each pose, ask yourself, can you do less here? The version of the pose that you take should fulfill your body and no one else's. If you're in the middle of the mat, slowly start to bring the legs down, bringing the feet to the floor. If you were legs up the wall, bring the knees in towards the chest and gently roll to one side and press yourself up. Again, moving slowly and at your own pace. From the side, take that cushion across the mat. Again, pillows or couch cushions across, and you're going to come to the side to relax over that. This bottom arm can come straight forward or bend at the elbow, kind of making 90 degrees and point up. You can rest your head on a block and a blanket over or another pillow, bringing the side of the head to that support, and the legs can be however is comfortable here, maybe 90 degrees and stacked or relaxed. You can even have padding in between. And you're breathing into the rib cage that is out into the room. Taking a few minutes to get comfortable here. And then it doesn't matter what side you start on. We will do both sides. And the top arm, decide if you want it to rest just along the body. Maybe bringing the arms together. This position, you'll feel opening in between the shoulder blades, or you can reach the arm up and overhead, just resting it, feeling a stretch here. Deciding what feels right to you. And taking that body scan again. What would contentment look like in this shape? Do I need to make any shifts or changes to get more comfortable and more at ease? Is my breath slow and steady here? Find yourself in the present moment and breathing. You are here right now. Can you find contentment in this moment? What can you do to feel even more comfortable or at ease? This radical contentment that I keep talking about is hard work, and it involves our vigilance in your response and being vigilant to any voices in your head and tell you that you are not enough as you are. Right now, you are enough. There's nothing to fix here. There's nothing that needs to be done. There's nothing to change or work on. Just allow yourself to be. Slowly unravel that arm. Use the hands to slowly press yourself up. You're going to stay on the side. Just take that support and uh, turn it away from you and letting that end of that bolster or cushion rest on that block or what you are using as a pillow. Spin towards that bolster. And we're going to come into the supported upper body twist now. And you can adjust the legs from how they were in the first pose. Maybe they were more stacked. Here you can kind of make that zigzag with the legs. And if that is uncomfortable or too much of a stretch on the top leg, you can use that blanket and pat it again. But you have that option for a gentle, subtle stretch here. You're going to spin towards that bolster, one hand on each side. Inhale and pause. Create that length through the crown of the head. And then exhale, relax the torso down. Finding a position that the arms can relax. If you need to bring this higher, feel free to adjust the block higher. And you can decide which way to rest the gaze. Allow the whole body to relax here into that support. Again, if the legs are in that zigzag, you can even bring them further away to deepen that stretch. Once again, bringing the attention to the breath, finding contentment, finding ease. Santosha invites us into contentment by taking refuge in a calm center, opening our hearts in gratitude for what we do have, and practicing the paradox of not seeking and not striving. Here, this is the energy of no energy. We are able to not strive for anything, but to just be. Sometimes that is really hard discipline of allowing ourselves to relax and let go. Noticing the breath fill the side body, the back body here. If your mind is running or the thought to thought, just gently guide it back to the breath. If your gaze was the opposite way, turn it towards the knees and use your hands to gently rise up, letting the head come up last. Spin towards the knees. And you can simply spin to the other side. I'm going to set up on the other side. So I'm not bringing my back towards you. But you can simply just spin away. We'll set up that for that side lining stretch again. So you can take that support, have that blanket over it. Bring the thing you're using as a bolster across the mat. And using the other side, or stretching the other side, relax down. Find that support for underneath the head. Find what is comfortable for the legs, either stacked or kind of loosely stacked with some padding. And this top arm can rest along the body. You can find them stacked together to stretch the back of the heart, the shoulders, or reach this up and overhead, resting on the side of the head. Maybe you need a prop to rest the palm on. Finding where you can find ease. Breathing into the opposite rib cage. Practicing gratitude protects us from our own pettiness and our smallness, and keeps us centered in the joy and abundance of our own life. Sometimes we don't recognize this, but life is complete the way it comes to us in each moment. When we understand this, we can sink into contentment. Contentment is a way of falling in love with your life. Maybe that's a very broad concept, definitely with what is going on in the world right now. But it takes steps, baby steps. So falling in love with this moment. Slowly press yourself up. You're going to spin or adjust that bolster again away from you, elevating the end and staying on the same side. You're going to spin towards that bolster, taking your time to find length, adjusting the legs how you want them, and exhale to release. Again, gaze can be any way. You can elevate that end higher or lower to your preference, and finding complete effortless surrender here. Slowly press yourself up. You're going to keep that support like that unless you want to raise it or lower it and spin away from it. Before you lay down, taking something to prop the knees up or support the ankles, bringing the feet into butterfly, so bringing the soles of the feet together. You can take blocks or books or blankets underneath the knees to keep them up, or you can take a rolled up blanket, bring it from around the front of the ankle and underneath, and then open the knees wide and then pull the ends towards you. This creates that tight support, and this also holds the knees up without any effort. And then bringing the support to your low back and reclining all the way back, letting this now open up through the chest and the heart, shoulders still down, but wrap around that bolster, arms out to the side. And if your arms aren't reaching the ground, you can always prop things underneath the forearms, underneath the wrists. And taking a few deep breaths here so you can surrender even more into the support, into the ground. There should be no effort here to be in this shape. No energy to use. You want to use santosha and practice this so we can keep a positive attitude in difficult times. Perfect example is what is happening right now as a collective, what we are all experiencing. We can choose to wallow in darkness and difficulty, or we can rise above our challenges and see them as opportunities for transformation and the discovery of immense and lasting joy. The more we choose contentment, the more we are able to grow. What can you do now that you have the space and the time? Maybe it is to just be. You can slowly bring the knees together and extend the legs long, removing that blanket or removing the props that were underneath the knees. And then taking that support for underneath the knees. You can take anything you would like for underneath the head. And coming into our final rest, our Shavasana, feel free to cover up or put on layers. Taking anything over the waist to feel a little bit more grounded, like a weighted blanket or a sandbag. Letting yourself feel grounded and connected to that earth and the ground underneath you. In our culture, our attention is so often pulled up and outside of ourselves. We look for happiness and satisfaction outside. Even our self-care practices have been an external focus. Contentment requires focus as it is an internal practice. No amount of external pampering can nourish our depths when we're feeling depleted, afraid, overwhelmed, or insufficient. Contentment means focusing inward, holding ourselves with loving kindness, and trusting our own basic goodness, knowing that even our anger, doubt, aversion, overwhelmed, illness, doubt, and resistance can hold in this gentle, loving space. Coming into our body gives a safe refuge for self-soothing, giving you a space away from the thought and the busyness of the day-to-day life. Connecting to our centers, we can find a sense of inner safety, home, focus, and contentment. So allow this Shavasana to be an opportunity to come home to yourself. Slowly start to bring movement back into the body and deepening the breath, bringing energy back into your space. On an inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, taking a full body stretch. And then bring the knees in towards the chest to make your way to one side, taking your time to make your way up to a seat. Bringing your hands to your heart again, closing the eyes and just being with your breath. Maybe noticing any shifts or changes from when you came to your mat. The heart is calm. You feel refreshed and at ease with simply being, and taking this feeling with you into the rest of your day or evening, rest of your week. Bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra. We'll seal this practice with a shared breath. Deep inhale in and let it go. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. From my heart to yours, namaste.